Adrian.
You are watching Miza News. Let us have a glance at the headline first.
Community views on learning theory.
Learning process in social learning theory.
Factors affecting learning style.
Welcome back. In 2023, Rosli Kayard, Kamsia Buang, and Farida Muhammad Sofa said that learning theory is composed of 5 theories: deconstructivist learning theory, behaviorism learning theory, cognitive learning theory, and humanistic learning theory are a few of them. Theory serves as the foundations of discourse in the field of education, directing instructors in developing a knowledge of all the key elements that support learning. As a result, our reporters are in the field discussing community views on learning theory-related topics.
Right, Abraham. I'm Alia. So today I will do an interview about the understanding of social learning theory by Albert Bandura among students at Mizanis. This theory emphasizes the importance of observing, modeling, imitating the behavior, attitude, and emotional reaction of others. On the other hand, social learning theory considers how both environmental and cognitive factors interact to influence human learning and behavior. From my understanding, children observe the people around them behaving in various ways. They call this as models. Children are surrounded by many influential models, such as parents within the family, characters on children's TV, friends in their peer group, and teachers at school. This theory focuses on how the student acquired the knowledge, skills, and experience, and can increase positive trait through the classroom learning process with observation of a process called imitation of the student-focused model. In learning, this theory is very important to students. Its application in the selection of learning style is emphasized as it can influence the formation of student learning style. Learning style is important to students as it an approach or ways of how people learn and gain knowledge. Now, I will ask Mr. AFHAM, who is a fashion model, about some element in this theory that can be a key element as a factor in shaping student learning.
Thank you for the question. Learning style is defined as the behavior of a student focusing on and showing how they process information, master knowledge, build and formulate concept or principle. Albert Bandura learning theory, which emphasizes 3 main factors, which are cognitive, behavior, and social. The pioneers of learning-specific theories have really developed a number of theories regarding the learning process with the goal of educating and guiding students in particular. The operant conditioning theory, Carl Rogers theory, social learning theory, and many others are examples of well-known learning theories. Albert Bandura's social learning theory, on the other hand, is a major and comprehensive learning theory. This is due to the fact that, according to Central in 2011, this theory is one of those that touches on many different topics and can be characterized as comprehensive since it takes into account elements like social, cognitive, that is thinking, and behavior that are crucial to learning. Children's skills grow through the observational learning or the acquisitions of knowledge by imitation of outcomes from witnessing someone or a model, according to Bandura in 2006. For instance, if a student observes his friend reading a book, The student will be interested in the activity as well as try to emulate it. According to Bandura in 1997, incident truly exemplifies the social learning theory, which holds the learning happens through seeing and imitating others and noticing the regularity of other people's behavior.
Thank you, Mr. AFHAM. Back to the studio.
Thank you, Alia, for the news. Next, Albert Bandura's social learning theory breaks down the main procedure into 4 parts. Let's learn more details about the location from our college.
Thank you, Adrian in the studios. Right, I'm Abbrol at Putrajaya International Convention Center, PICC. Here with me are Dr. Siti, our Minister of Education. The 4 learning process in social learning theory are the process of observation, the process of remembering, the process of reproduction, and the process of reinforcement and motivation. Dr. Siti, can you provide a brief explanation of the social learning theory in the learning process?
Okay, first, according to Bandura, he believed that humans are the machine of active information processing and considering the relationship between information behavior and its consequences. The learning process will not work if the cognitive process does not work. However, individuals do not continue to behave as soon as they see it. This individual will think and consider the behavior to be performed, referred to as the mediation process. This occurs when the behavior of stimulation is observed and practiced, that behavior or not. According to Albert Bandura, he believed that morally is easily understood as a combination of important social and cognitive factors in shaping self-control. By the way, there are 4 social learning mediation process. First, we got attention process. Children cannot learn through observation only. If they do not pay attention or accurately identify the key feature of the model behavior, through the process, children will think about what element to consider based on their model behavior and gain experience from it. Children need to pay attention to their behavior and their consequences and form a mental picture of their behavior. Observation is a very important process for influencing positive or negative things to students. Parents, family, and teachers play a key role in maintaining behavior from doing things that are not appropriate, such as smoking or even say abusive work, because children are worried about being affected. Good behavior should be practiced all the time, not only in childhood, because it can indirectly form a noble personal human. The second process is retention. What is retention? It was a component of observation learning to maintain a long-term model of behavior. When a behavior presented by the model is observed repeatedly and for a long time, the child will indirectly remember the behavior to practice. For example, because in school, students can write alphabet when repeatedly observing the example present by teachers. The component is important for students to maintain all the information they receive. According to Bandura, also he said, visual imagery also plays an important role in learning observation, especially during the early learning process where children have not mastered appropriate oral skills. The act of organizing and conducting models behavior mentally and repeatedly enhance the learning comprehension level. The third element of the mediation process consists of cognitive, mental-related, and into motor behavior that we call it as reproduction. Start at this point, even if the model behavior is acquired and the child is able to produce this behavior, if they have the necessary skills. According to Bandura, because it is difficult to identify and correct complex behavior, children must really rely on verbal feedback from observers to improve their skills. This process can influence a person's decision whether to try and copy it. By the way, the last learning process in social learning theory is motivation. According to Bandura, people need to be motivated to apply model behavior. Model behavior will be more practiced if it shows good result and reward while the adverse effects are given. Motivation is a desire to behave. Reward and behavior will be given by the observer. Reward and behavior will be given by the observer. If the behavior causes a negative view or effect, then the punishment and the act will be avoided. While the positive and rewarding, the behavior will continue to be practiced by children. Okay, back to you, Abbrol.
Thanks, Doctor. I appreciate you taking the time to respond to our queries. That's all from me, Ahmad Abbrol, PICC, back to the studios.
Thank you, Abbrol, for giving the news from PICC Putra Jaya. Next, we will begin to discuss about the factor affecting learning style. Let's get in touch with our College of HAZIQ at the location.
Thanks, Alice. Right. A student behavior emphasizing and demonstrating how they process information, master knowledge, construct and formulate ideas or principle is referred to as their learning style. Kamarudin 2010. This is due to the fact that each person's learning method differs depending on their personality. Few students, however, are aware of the value of using learning style, and as a result, their scholastic performance suffers. These students also may not be aware of the best learning style to use with their particular method of learning. Students must be aware of the elements that affect learning style in order to ensure that the teaching and learning process proceed easily. Here with me today, Mr. Iskandar. So can you explain more detail about this factor?
Okay. Factors affecting learning styles are divided into four types or four elements, namely social factors, behavioral factors, and cognitive factors. For social factors, in the classroom, there are students who like to study alone, to study with close friends, to study in group and or with adults. These four social factors stimulate and influence students' minds in determining the learning style that suits them. Next, the behavioral factor is divided into three elements, namely perception, nutrition, and mobility. Through perception, three learning methods such as visual, kinesthetic, and auditory will stimulate and influence students in choosing the perceptions that suit them to learn. In terms of nutrition, some students are comfortable eating or drinking while studying, and some are less comfortable. Nutrition will affect children's behavior. Mobility, on the other hand, is the student's behavior when learning, such as liking to be alone and like to move freely. Finally, the cognitive factor based on students' thinking is divided into three aspects, which are analytical, which are students who learn by analyzing, which is careful about the student's content. Second, the reflective aspect, students who reflect using thinking, that is students who create hypotheses, interpretations, and draw conclusions. The third aspect is processing of the child's brain and the left brain. There are thinking skills in fields of logic, analysis, sequence, language, facts, and mathematics in the left brain of humans, while there are thinking skills in the fields of creativity, synthesis, color, design, feeling, rhythm, music, and imagination in the right brain, as what is said by Rogersberry in 1981.
Thank you, Mr. Iskandar, for the great explanation. Back to the studio.
That is it for today. For further information, you can catch up with us through our official social media account.
Till next time.
Take care.